everybody and welcome back once again to Let's Play Motorsport Manager, here with the Phoenix Knights Racing Team. As things stand after the first two races of the season, Cruise is at the top of the pile of the Drivers' Championship, and the Phoenix Knights team, Potter's team, are at the top of the Constructors' standings. Do we expect that to continue to the end of the season? Probably not. But we shall enjoy it while it lasts, and it might not last much longer. We need some luck in Beijing. You never know though. The weather forecast says there could be rain. So without further ado, let's dive in and see what plans Potter has in store. 4th or above is a bit of a risk. We're not going to qualify 4th or above unless we get really lucky with the weather conditions. In the race, it's a possibility. We've finished 4th or above in the past two, so it's a possibility. So we're going to try it. The usual 8, 5 and 2 for the tyres. See you for what could be a variable qualifying. So there you go, practice done. It was a wet dry affair. We've got some decent bonuses for the soft tyres and the intermediate tyres. We'll see where that puts us. Does it stand us in good stead? We're about to find out, but the session starts dry. And is going to remain dry for not very long. Long enough to try and get a dry tyre stint. Ooh, it's going to be touch and go. It's going to be touch and go, but we're going to try it. We are really going to push it here. We're going to take this session because it's a session of variable weather, and we could really use the bonus for getting in the top 4. We can get in the top 4 if we time it right. So we have an opportunity to get a dry lap, potentially at the start. So we're going to go straight out as quickly as possible and see if we can make it. I don't think we're going to have enough time, but you can only try. But then after about the 6-minute mark, the track is going to be dry for a period of time of about 2 minutes. So if we time it up, we can get a dry time just after the 6-minute mark, between the 6-minute and the 3-minute mark. So yeah. There's 2 opportunities here to get a dry time, I think. So first things first, straight out with both cars, no messing around. Let's see if we can get out there and get a dry lap straight away. It's very unlikely. It's only a minute a lap, so we might be okay. Although look at that, we're already just eating into the second block. Yeah, it's unlikely. Might have been best place going out on intermediates to start with, actually, and getting a kind of an intermediate time. Look, it's already starting to rain. Yeah, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. Although other people are going out on the dry tyre as well. Oh no, Navarro's going out on inters. Yeah, this is not going to work. Should have gone out on inters to get the best opportunity, but never mind. We tried, and we failed. Might as well call this a bad one. This track is actually going to soaked. Okay, so that. We'll write that off as a bad job, although technically speaking we're not doing too badly in the standings, and we need to prepare ourselves to get out for when the track is at its driest and get a super time. Now we need to go out roughly round about now, because by the time we went out when we went out the first stint, by the time we were on our hot lap, about 3 bars had passed. So if 3 bars pass now, we're right onto the dry tyre time. So what we're going to do is we're going to send both cars out now. Right now, because this is the optimum time to get us out into that dry window. So let's time it up, and let's fingers crossed. Can we get pole position? Other cars are going out at the same time as us here, but that looks like a Thornton, is it? So we're not overly concerned about a Thornton out qualifying us. And if cars leave it any later, then they are going to be leaving it too late. Look, your Steinmans, they aren't going out yet, and at this point now it's too late. If you get your outlap in now, the track is going to get wet very quickly. They're leaving it well too late. Where are the Scuderia Rossinis aren't pitting either. And look at that, 2 perfects for Surikov. Let's see what he can do. This is an opportunity and a half for us to get pole position here, to lock out the front row. It doesn't really matter for the race day, because we're not going to have the pace of the Scuderia Rossini and the Steinmans anyway. They're going to pass us, no doubt. But it's all about getting that sponsorship bonus, that extra coin that pole position, or the top 4 rather, brings to us. The only issue we're getting in a pole position or a race victory is that we have to pay the drivers a hefty bonus, because we've got the bonus set, of course, for first position. But if we start getting first positions, that bonus is going to start to count, isn't it? Anyway, at this moment in time, we have got the first 2 positions locked out. Surikov qualifying a whopping half a second quicker than his teammate. And everybody else is doing intermediate lap times, which surely to God is not going to allow them to go quicker than us. We've had this situation before where we've counted our chickens before they've hatched, thinking we've got pole position, and right at the end of the session we get pipped at the post. It's surely not going to happen today. The track is definitely far, far too wet. And you know what's even better for our race prospects is that the Steinmans are at the back of the grid. The Scuderia Rossinis are at the very back of the grid, 19th and 20th. So our fiercest rivals are going to have to battle through the pack before they even get to us. We have got an absolutely glorious opportunity here to do some damage. Oh, I'm excited for the race. I'm so excited for the race. Oh God, and I'm going to have my dinner before I race. So you can, well, it won't matter to you, of course. I can pause it and you'll join me on the grid. We'll walk through the grid and then we shall see if we can make it count in the race. Okay, so I'm back with you and I'm excited to see how this race pans out. So as you can see from the weather forecast, we're going to get rain around about lap 7 or 8. The track is going to get damp. It's going to remain damp until about lap 20, and after that we can't really see what's going on. But at the very least we know we're going to start on the dry tyres. We're going to switch to the inters round about lap 7 or 8, and then we're going to go for a stint of inters, go for as long as possible with the inters, and then just play it by ear after that. What we're doing on the knowledge is we are putting the soft tyre bonus on for Alessandro Cruz, because they're going to get about 7 laps of dry time at time. We don't know what's going to happen after lap 20. It could dry out, it could stay intermediate weather. So we'll take a bit of a risk with him. With Surikov, we'll play it a little bit safer and say that we're going to get more intermediate laps than dry, so giving him the intermediate performance, splitting the knowledge bonuses. We're going to come in with Surikov on lap 8. We're going to come in with Alessandro Cruz on lap 7. Lap 7 might be a little bit early, but we'll see what happens. And we're attacking from the get-go. So here we are. Is this the I don't think, is it the first ever front row lockout here in the World Motorsport Championship for Phoenix Knights? It might be. But anyway, it feels good. It's a front row lockout. Surikov on pole, half a second quicker than the rest. Alessandro Cruz's teammate in second. We've got Rosato Corsa in third. Jeremy Woodford. We've got Rick de Graaf, who is still suffering with that effect in relation to his exposed affair. He's got it into fourth position. He could be a semi-danger. We've got Panther in fifth. Dangerous, potentially as well. Parisi in fifth. We've got Molly Fox in sixth for Windsor. Seventh is Thornton. John's Dottier and Lucia Flores, the best driver in the world at the moment. 29 years young, driving for Rosato Corsa. Always, always putting that car higher than it should be. Although her teammates got even better on this occasion. And we've got Velen Racing, newly promoted in ninth, and Kitano Makarova. Hey, Makarova, in 10th position. And as we did see, we have to go all the way back to 16th to see the best placed Steinman of Stephenson, 17th for Navarro, and bringing up the rear, it's the Scuderia Rossinis. What a race we're going to have here today. Let's dive in. Come on. Okay. All we ask is that both our drivers get off to a good start and lock out first and second positions with no issues. And I think we may just do. I think we might be alright. Surikov blasting off into the lead, and Cruz manages to maintain second position. It's a mild day, so we can push for a certain degree of time. Just keep things as they are. And of course we are keeping a close eye on those Scuderia Rossinis, on those Steinmans, to see just how quickly they scythe their way through the field. Hopefully not too quickly, as Surikov continues to open up a gap on his teammate out in front, in control. Crosses the line, and we're just going to go down to high here. We're going to manage this. We're going to manage this. No need to push too hard. Let's just manage the tyre temperatures, manage the fuel, and enjoy the race. Take the pressure off our parts. We have got some weight stripping going on. 2 seconds already is the gap. 2.1. Surikov is flying here. Okay, Navarro is already up into 10th position. The lead Steinman. The Scuderia Rossinis and Stephenson appear to be struggling to get through the field. Navarro up into 9th position. He could be our biggest threat, as Surikov puts in the fastest lap of the race. Right. Keep pushing for now. Just got to be wary of the tyre degradation here. It is actually at 68%. That is actually pretty bad. That is pretty bad here. We've got to go a long time before we change onto the... We've got to really eke this out. Our tyre wear isn't looking particularly fabulous. We've got to be careful because we've got to manage the temperatures as well. We should be alright. 5.4, 4.4. Cruz is coming in 1 lap sooner, so I'm not massively concerned for him. I'm actually more concerned for Surikov. So I might just actually turn him down to conserve for a couple of laps. We've got Navarro up into 5th. He's absolutely charging through the field. Balcazar's now beginning to come. Lipponen is still at the back. Look at Stephenson. He is absolutely struggling here. Okay, 3 more laps to go. That's Navarro behind Muddy. I know. But what can we do? What can we do? Got to be careful with you guys. So 2 more laps for Surikov. For Cruz, sorry. Navarro is on the charge. He's passed. He's into 3rd. A lot of people, I don't say a lot of people, a couple of people pitting already, but they aren't lead cars, so I'm not concerned about them for now. Okay, got a feeling that we're probably pitting with Cruz too early. Got a feeling we're pitting too early with Cruz. Surikov should be okay. It's going to be intermediate weather for the entire rest of the race, which is going to fall into Surikov's favour because he has the bonus. People coming for inters already as well. This is Cruz's stop, isn't it? Right, intermediate tyres, fuel options. We've got to do 19 laps. We're just going to have to fill the car up, aren't we? And do 2 really long stints. These can just about do 10 laps on one set. It's going to be really eking out the tyres until the end of the race. It's going to be touch and go. It's going to be a long, long 2nd and 3rd stint getting those tyres to the end. Right, Surikov is pitting. We'll have to fuel him long as well. Keep him on similar strategies. So Cruz comes out in 8th position, only just ahead of Navarro, who's right on his tail. Surikov's tyres are screaming, but at least the track was dry. And look at that. Navarro has got past Cruz. He hasn't got past Surikov. This track is still dry. Bloody hell. That clearly does say, doesn't it? That does clearly say lap 6, 7, 8. Yeah. We're on lap 9. That doesn't look like lap 9, does it? That looks like about lap 7. Bloody hell. Come on, Surikov. It's all on you, my friend. It is all on you here today. Now the rain is coming. Finally. It's got a 7-second gap to Navarro, who is pushing quite hard. Not the tyres, but he is pushing his engine. The gap is coming down relatively quickly as well. Lipponen has shot up the field here. Cruz has dropped down to 4th position. It looks like, who's passed him? Cavalcanti. On dry tyres, no less. Right, just got to go as long as he possibly can here. As long as he possibly can on these tyres until they give up the ghost. That's as much as we can do. Navarro's tyre's already a half gone. I wonder if they're stopping 2 more times, whereas we're only stopping once more with both drivers, hopefully. They may be stopping twice more. Not so sure. Don't expect Cruz to be able to hold out against Lipponen for much longer. The gap is down to 3 seconds here. It's Navarro's tyres that I think are going to let him down here, so I don't think we have to be overly concerned about Navarro just yet. Potentially, anyway. And finally, Stephenson has made his way forward. Balcazar's down in 11th. Navarro's now pushing his tyres, he's pushing his engine, he is really going for it. We are eking out as much as we can here, trying to keep this down to a 2-stopper rather than a 3-stopper. I got a feeling Navarro might be 3-stopping here, potentially, unless he's going to have to do, isn't he? If he comes in either this lap or the next, his intermediate tyres are not going to do another 13 laps. He's going to have to stop twice more. So we're just playing the patient game here. We're not panicking, just playing the patient game. And we'll do the same with Cruz. Cruz is not going to get another 2 laps. He's going to have to do 2 more laps here, at the very, very least. It's absolutely touch and go. If Sirkov can do 3 more, we'll be alright with him. He should have a bit of an easier time with his last stint. He'll only have to do 9 laps potentially on his final set of tyres, which should not be a problem. Navarro's coming into the pit now. We could bring Cruz in, but he'd have to do 2 more stops. It's par for the course here. 1 more lap, I think. Right, we'll bring Cruz in now. Intermediate tyres, fuel him to the end and see if he can make it. It's a bloody race of attrition is this. Absolute race of attrition. I'm completely lost as to who's doing what and and who's on what strategy at this point. Right, 1 more lap for Sirikov. He should be able to get it round. And we'll bring him in. And he should be able to make it to the end on 1 set of tyres. Here comes Cruz into the pits. He's going to have to do a very, very long final stint. 11 laps on those tyres is going to be a very big ask, but it's what we're asking him to do, to stretch his final stint. As Sirikov comes in for his final stop. I actually think Lipponen's our biggest danger here. A mistake on the tyres, not a problem. Can live with that. See how far Cruz is behind Sirikov. Miles behind, isn't he? Absolutely miles. But realistically, the only driver ahead of him right now on track position is Navarro. Everybody else, I mean, Lipponen's probably going to be ahead of him at this point as well. I mean, we may have been better 3-stopping and just pushing the car. Possibly. Lipponen stopping for a repair here, which could help Cruz. Steffenson's in the pits. Where is Cruz? Oh no, he's come out behind Steffenson. Lipponen is actually behind him, but he's probably going to catch him at some point here. And there's Balcazar. It's going to be touch and go here for Cruz to see where he finishes. It's all about Surikov right now. Navarro on his tail, but we know that Navarro is more than likely going to have to pit again. His tyres are nearly almost 50%, and he's got a long way to go. The rear wing is just looking, the gearbox is just looking a little bit rattly. Just going to give it a little bit of a breather for now. Just a smidgen of a breather. Got a nice comfortable gap to Steffenson, who's probably going to the end, so I'm not concerned about Navarro. I am convinced that he has to pit again. I hope. Cruz is cruising around, and now we're going to put him back up. Give him a bit more pace. He's back on level terms in terms of tyre wear with Surikov. Who still is fending off Navarro like a Trojan here, like a trooper. This is so tense. This is so tense. Is he gonna stop again? That is the question. He has to do, because his fuel tank can only do 11 laps. And he came in with 13 laps left. He's going to have to pit again. No questions here. It's not even close, is it? It's not even close. He's going to have to pit again. So Surikov, we just have to manage him to race victory here, surely. Just have to manage him to race victory. Steffenson is gaining though. He was 13 seconds. He's now 8 seconds. That could be an issue. That could be a problem. Just got to watch that. Navarro is indeed in the pits, as we suspected. Steffenson is gaining pretty rapidly. Cruz is in third. Will he be able to withstand a charge from Navarro and Lipponen? We're just teetering on the edge here. We're just teetering on the edge. He's managing that gap now. 8.1. He's just managing that gap. 8.1 we can live with. 28% the gearbox. Steffenson is conserving the tyres. After this there's 3 more laps. Holy cow, we're probably going to have to do the same. .6. He's not catching quick enough right now. 3 more laps to go. Steffenson is now pushing. He's now pushing hard on his tyres. 6.8, 6.7. God, I just wish the checkered flag would come right now. I really do. His tyres have got no temperature in them at all. He's got Navarro right on the back of him at this point. Nothing we can do. Just keep going. Just keep going. 2 more laps. 30%. First and a 5th would not be a bad result. First and a 4th would be a good result. 5.8 seconds. He's turning everything down now. He's turning everything down. We'll do the same, just to make sure that we don't damage the gearbox more than necessary. Just manage that gap. Get the car home. Can Cruz beat Lipponen? Let's give him a bit more juice. Come on. Come on, Cruz. 4 seconds to Lipponen. Just don't let Lipponen pass. Come on. Lipponen's tyres are absolutely battered. Battered and bruised. He's on low fuel. Holy shoot. Excess fuel and conserve. 6.4 seconds. We're not worried about Sirikov now. He's going to take the race victory here. We are looking at Cruz now to make sure that he finishes ahead of Lipponen. He's not going to get Navarro, who's on fresher tyres here. Sirikov has got a 7-second gap. He's managed that gap beautifully. Let's watch him cross the line for race victory. Well done to Sirikov. And Cruz is going to get there just about with enough fuel in the tank. Tyres just about clinging on for grim death. First position and 4th for Cruz, who just misses out on a podium unluckily there. A very, very good drive in tough conditions, having to drive a very, very managing race. Managing tyres and fuel loads throughout the entirety. Couldn't really push as much as he would have liked, but he's brought the home, nursed the car home in 4th position. 1st and 4th, that is not a bad result for the constructors. Well done, Sirikov, though. Very, very, very good drive. A well-managed race for Mr. Sirikov. I think the issue with Cruz is we came in too early, and Sirikov as well. If we look at the race, we should have brought them in round about lap 9 and 10 instead of 8 and 9. Or was it 7 and 8 we brought them in? I've forgotten now. 7 and 8. It should have been 8 and 9 at the very earliest. But there seemed to be a little bit of an issue with the weather forecast. Seemed to indicate the rain was coming sooner than it did. But anyway, everybody else was in the same kind of boat. And at the end of the day, we'll take what we were given. So 25 and 12, that's what, 37 points in the Constructors for Phoenix Knights, 33 points in the Constructors for Steinman, and a mere 18 points for Scuderi Rossini. We'll certainly take that. Podium. Not just a podium, my friends. Race victory for one Nikolai Sirikov. May there be many more to come. Moves him up to 4th in the championship. Lissandro Cruz still clinging on to the lead in the driver's standings. Consistency is the key. And Phoenix Knights slightly extend their lead over Steinman in the drivers. Slightly extend it. But at the end of round 3, we're still there. We're still top of the tree. Our name is still in lights. I am a little bit disappointed that both Steinmans beat Cruz, considering they started at the back of the grid. It's just slightly. If we could have got 2 podiums, a double podium finish, a 1st and a 3rd, for instance, I'd have been a lot happier. But at the end of the day, we got a race victory. Not to be sniffed at. Okay, so we're not going to do the pre-race stuff this time. We'll give that a break. I'll do that off camera. You'll join me for the next race weekend in Portugal in 10 days' time for Tondela GP. And I'll ask the question again. Can we stay at the top? Find out next time.